And in
Yeah, let me
retrospect, the
check this.
wiser amongst those in the comment section seem to
The
by
thumbnail said that this
2011,
dude
this account
done faked his death on some Tupac type of stuff, Machiavelli. But
would
let's
be
check him
registered
out,
to the
man.
YouTube platform, going by the name of Sketchek. The owner of this fresh new channel would go on to become a Team Fortress 2 professional, widely considered to be one of the best players in the game's 15-year history. So when he would sadly die unexpectedly only 4 years later in 2015, his audience and the entire Team Fortress 2 community were understandably devastated. Extensive tribute videos were posted to YouTube dedicated to Sketchek's incredible skill level. Users on Reddit would pour their hearts
So he was
out in
the goat
threads
of
that
the game.
discussed how Sketchek had influenced their playstyle, all while the developers of Team Fortress 2 would add a weapon attribute to the game in memory of Sketchek's life.
Damn,
It's
this
safe
guy
to say
was so
no one
implemented in
expected
the
that
game
this
like
whole
that?
thing might have been a hoax after it all began in June 2015 when Sketchek
Bro blaming life and
uploaded
everything.
a video
And
explaining
dude
that
is
he had
eating
been
his
going in and
hot
out of
Cheetos.
hospital whilst dealing with an unspecified long-term illness.
Hey, I'm the guy that runs this channel. Most of you probably know me as Sketchek. I'm going to try being as straightforward and honest as I can. I've been very sick and very busy for the past few months, spending every day either bedridden or going in and out of the hospital with no time to play TF2 or make videos or anything
TF2.
like that. I don't want to reveal too much information about my illness, but the doctors are saying that I probably don't have a lot of time left. At best, I've got about a year before my condition gets so bad that I'll need constant life support, and my chances of recovery are looking low, to say the least. In light of my newfound understanding of the importance of time, I'm quitting video games and leaving YouTube.
Prior to uploading this video, Sketchek had racked up 12,000 subscribers on his channel. And while this didn't make him the biggest YouTuber on the platform, as mentioned previously, he was extremely well known within the Team Fortress 2 niche, specifically as a professional pyro player with over 8,000 hours of playtime across a 6-year period. In comments, he was referenced as God of all pyros, the best pyro in the world, and the only pyro main I could respect, which is why no one suspected anything in the beginning. He was respected, his channel was growing, and why would he want to quit the game out of the blue if he was one of the best in the world? Under the assumption that this life-threatening illness was real, the video would be shared to Reddit, receiving over 1,400 upvotes on a post titled "Sketchek is leaving YouTube from what is most probably a terminal illness," which was met with a high level of support from the community at large.
Bro, but if someone is like, say someone is dying out of an illness, and he got a certain period of time, and then he's he's going to leave this this earth. Why doesn't he say what he got?
Terminal illness is extremely saddening. I don't know how people deal with it. I mean, man, I wish Sketchek all the best. There's really a slim chance, but I really hope Sketchek can somehow recover. I think I cried a little. This is really sad news. I loved how creative he was in the game. Love you, Sketchek. Thank you for your videos. Others went even further by inquiring about a potential charity that they could donate to in order to support him financially. Always saddening to hear people
That
suffering
would be
from terminal
bad,
illness.
especially
I
if
wish for the
he
best
for
for
real
him and
faked
his
his death.
family during this time. Does anyone know of a charity for his illness? I'd like to donate if there is. It should also be mentioned that the community was extra vulnerable to the announcement, as only 5 months earlier in January 2015, another TF2 YouTuber by the name of Kitty0706 had also passed away from cancer, highlighted in comments such as this one reading, "First it's Kitty, now it's this. WTF. I want to cure cancer."
Hey, they said that they found a cure for cancer. I don't know. Yeah. They said they got a cure for it, and 18 patients, I think, have fully recovered from the disease.
And keep watching
That's
these
good
people's
news.
videos. However, while most were incredibly supportive, the more cynical and, in retrospect, the wiser amongst those in the comment section seemed a little more skeptical about this illness that he was going on about. We'd have to know the illness first. As the audience was discussing the news with a mixed yet mostly positive response, his health continued to deteriorate, or so he claimed. It was a little suspicious that after the initial announcement stating that he didn't have much longer to live, he continued to upload TF2 videos as if nothing had ever happened. However, each video was pretty short in length and wouldn't have been super labor intensive to produce, so it was certainly possible that he could have continued to make content whilst also being incredibly sick. The other thing that was notably bizarre was that shortly after announcing his illness, it became possible to support Sketchek's channel as long as you donated using yen, the Japanese currency. English was clearly his first language, spoken in a relatively strong Australian accent. Therefore, what was the deal with his support currency being in Japanese?
That means
Was he
dude is
living
in
there or
Japan?
something? At this point, it was insignificant, but later it would become a vital piece of information. However, equally
Yeah, I
vital
mean,
was
that's clear.
SketchX's next announcement being that he had become so sick he was unable to make videos or even play TF2 at all. The announcement would come in a video titled Closure, uploaded 6 months after he'd first enlightened his audience about his terminal illness, this time discussing how much worse it had become.
Welp. This is it, folks. This is how it ends. I'm very ill, my health is gradually deteriorating, and the clock is ticking, so to speak. I simply cannot afford to spend any more time than I already have maintaining the channel. And this is my absolute final video to say goodbye before I stop using this account. So feel free to unsubscribe if you haven't already. There will be no more videos coming from this channel. Farewell.
Following this video, SketchX's social media presence would cease entirely. There were no more uploads to his YouTube channel, no more tweets to his Twitter, and 0 additional hours played on his Team Fortress account. The silence continued for 2 years with absolutely no news, at which point the community would come to the consensus that SketchX's deterioration and subsequent silence must have indicated that he had died. He released a PSA saying he had an almost certainly terminal illness, and that even if he survived, he would not resume making videos. That is to say, he almost certainly passed away. Tribute videos began to pop up on YouTube, such as this one with over 60,000 views, titled SketchX Wannabe, which began by stating in honor of SketchX, whilst displaying a TF2 RIP gravestone in the thumbnail. The degree to which SketchX had impacted the community was cemented.
Is this
even
game
further
still
when,
like
in memory of SketchX, the developers
servers
of
are
Team
still on
Fortress
for
2
this
added an
game? Are
attribute
people
called
like still
SketchX
playing it?
Bequest to one of his signature weapons, immortalizing SketchX within the game forever.
And they added in like a little memoriam to him, which I thought was really, really nice. I really like that.
At this point, SketchX might have felt baffled that things had gone this far. Alternatively, maybe he was feeling smug about having gotten away with the crime, so to speak. However, either way, it would be with one Reddit comment in May 2017 that the community began to question whether or not SketchX was actually dead.
I shop online.
Bro, YouTube detectives, bro, investigators, bro. These are the ones that, you know,
Until this
better
day,
than
I'm
Sherlock
still
Holmes.
surprised by how many good tech deals Karma's found for me there.
People
In
on
fact,
the internet
couple-
found that dude that killed his girlfriend on
If you wanna-
on their van trip. They find bro, nothing hides from the internet. If you got any details whatsoever, bro, you will easily be found. Whatever the crime that you did, you burned somebody, you did whatever, bro, you'll be found from like Redditors, TikTokers, anybody that uses the internet. They'll find you, bro.
On a small conspiracy, a lot
Smarter
of
than the
SketchX items
FBI.
have left his backpack, ending up in another backpack owned by someone named Will. Even some minuscule
What?
items like this have left his backpack.
If you want the small
was actually
conspiracy,
dead.
what?
If you
Other SketchX items have left his backpack, ended up in another's backpack owned by someone else named Will. Even some minuscule items like refined metal. Some of the names Will has had seems very sketchy, and the account is relatively active. Last online just over a day ago. Damn, bro done seen everything about that dude's account. The guy seems to have SketchX nappers, respite, and some gift wrap too. So maybe this guy was just a friend of SketchX. Hard to say, really.
you want a small conspiracy, a
Dang.
lot of SketchX items have left his backpack, ending up
Really,
in another
really.
backpack owned by someone named Will. Even some minuscule items like refined metal. Some of the names Will has had seem very SketchX-y, and the account is relatively active, last online just over a day ago. The guy seems to have SketchX Napper's respite in some gift wrap too, so maybe this guy was just a friend of SketchX. Hard to say, really. While it was certainly bizarre that items were being traded out of SketchX Team Fortress account, it wasn't really a smoking gun that screamed, hey, this dude isn't really dead, as SketchX might have
You know, they're like the IRS of money. These people on his TF2 account. People are just locked in, seeing what this account is doing, trading, getting whatever's being online, certainly active. Any information that they get, bro, they're like the IRS
simply given his password
of
to a friend before
of
quitting,
video
who was now
games.
trading the items, considering some time had passed since his apparent death. However, it wasn't only the items on SketchX Team Fortress account, indicating that maybe he wasn't dead. Further evidence will come to light in a forum post which read, SketchX illness video set to private, which explained that out of the blue, the 2 videos in which SketchX would discuss his sickness were unlisted from his channel entirely. Previously, it wasn't impossible to theorize that someone else was tampering with his TF2 account, account. However, when activity was also spotted on his YouTube account, the pattern suggested that maybe Sketchek himself wasn't really buried 6 foot deep, which would be supported further in January 2019 when a video would pop up on YouTube titled with 2 words that would shatter every single past assumption about what had happened to the legend. Sketchek confirmed. In this video, a player can be seen toward the top of the leaderboard by the name of Sketchek with the same profile picture as the original. After being killed by Sketchek, the uploader of the video Gucci, would find himself involved in a message exchange with his
Bro, they're on him, bro. They are on him, man. Not giving him a chance. Dude killed him. They done screenshot everything. They done screenshot the leaderboards. They done screenshot his account activities. They does everything, bro.
friend reading, "Dude, it's him, bro, it's him." To which the friend would type, "Okay, record." He wouldn't dare. Before Bucci would respond once again with, "I'll try, I'm recording." In light of this video, out of curiosity, players began to add Sketchek's account on Steam, which is where things took a little bit of a bizarre turn. Those who added his Steam account began to receive this cryptic message, which led to a video on Sketchek's channel titled TXT. In the tags of this TXT video, there was a link which led to a now privated video with more cryptic Japanese text, translating to "Mr. Frog only knows frog language." Sketchek would then send more gifts to those who added him on Steam, the next one relating to a Twitter account, once again named in Japanese text translating to "the frog with the banana peel," as displayed in the original Sketchek profile picture. The Twitter account would then post a tweet stating that his audience needed to unfreeze the watermelon, then everything will be understood, which was accompanied by a JPEG image of a frozen thawing watermelon. Users then realized that by pasting the JPEG...
Bro, this dude is doing too much, though. He's doing too much, man. Like, setting a code and then doing some Japanese coding and sending them his Twitter account for people to follow him and then giving a mystery, bro. That's not Jumanji, bro. You keep on giving him, I don't know. Bro, hitting them with puzzles and everything, bro. Relax.
Of the watermelon into WinRAR, that it would create a demo file leading to a website with nothing but the signature Sketchek frog and an empty text box which required a password. Upon entering the password, a pastebin link would appear, leading to a string of binary text, which when decoded, would lead to an unlisted video stating that Sketchek was about to return to YouTube. As the Team Fortress community began to discuss his return...
Why? First, they gotta add you on Steam. Then you send them a link. They get into the link. They go into the Twitter account. That has Japanese coding. They get the code. They get the codes. Then they get into a website. They follow the website steps. They'll get a code. They take the code. They'll find a YouTube video that says that Skeptic is or whatever his name is not there. Like, why, bro? Why are you doing all of that? Why?
Sketchek would log back into his original Twitter account before making a post reading, "Kept you waiting, huh?" Followed by a video on YouTube 2 days later explaining that he was never sick in the first place.
About 3 years ago, I announced that I had contracted a non-specific terminal illness. I want everyone to know that was a lie. It was a sick joke. It was a ruse. I was never ill, not even a little bit.
He'd then gone to explain the motive behind faking his own death.
I was in Japan for an extended period of time. When I was in Japan, I had a really good time, and somewhere along the way, I came to the conclusion that video games had ruined my life. And that was when I decided to shut down the channel. But I also wanted to go out with a bang, I guess you could say. And then I came up with the idea of faking my death, because I knew that would draw a lot of attention.
Before coming to the inevitable conclusion 3 and a bit years later.
So bro faked his death. No, bro found out that video games are ruining his life, which is right, which is a good move. Lots of video games is not good for you. It's really bad. And then after he do that, then he decides to quit gaming and quit his YouTube to then announce a video that says that he's dying. Like, why, bro? Why all of this work? Just say that I'm leaving YouTube and then come back. Why you gotta do all of that? Sick dude, bro.
Later, that he wanted to continue making videos on TF2.
A couple of weeks ago, I was playing TF2, was thinking about some stuff, and I decided I wanted to come back to the channel and reveal the truth to everyone.
And while this objectively marks Sketchek's return, whether or not it was welcomed with open arms is another question. I feel kinda half and half on this situation. I love Sketchek for what he did for me as a pyro main, but lying about terminal illness isn't cool.
Look at this profile pic. Yep, I could see this dude from his profile pic. Yeah, man. And I feel kind of half and half on the situation. I love Sketchek for what he did for me. You see this, what he did for me? Yeah, I can see this. I can see this guy from his profile pic, bro. I'm seeing him right now, and he's eating his Doritos, and got his Mountain Dew on the table.
Happy to see him back, but honestly a shitty thing to do. Videos were also uploaded to YouTube addressing this ethical problem of, well, he's one of the best in the game and he seems genuinely sorry, but does this excuse him blatantly faking his death for attention?
It's a sick
course
joke,
not.
of course, but it's one that he's probably had monetary gain from, even if it's just a few $100s, you know. And still, for me, that just makes the whole thing feel a bit more awkward and uncomfortable for me, in terms of like dismissing it as a big old joke.
The more forgiving among SketchX's audience were simply looking forward to some new content, in comments such as, hey, welcome back and hope you got some sick content ready. Hope all the negativity in this thread won't sour your return. However, others went to the effort of writing full-blown paragraphs about why SketchX was in the wrong, one of which referencing the weapon within TF2, which had been named as a tribute to the legendary Pyro main. SketchX bequest, lose all community respect for lying to us all. I hope they change the extinguisher soon. I'm so disappointed. I can't be angry, but I'm unbelievably disappointed. I'm glad you decided to come clean and you're going to be hated, but it takes guts to admit you're wrong. Still, extremely disappointed. Petitions were also created on the Steam forums such as this one, and subsequently the SketchX bequest attribute was removed silently in the month that followed. In spite of all the hate, SketchX viewership was luckily supported by his skill as a Pyro player, as opposed to what you might call his ethical compass, and therefore, upon returning, his videos would surprisingly receive as many, if not more views, as when he disappeared almost 4 years prior. While almost all of these fake social media stunts generally damage the career of whichever influencer is in question, SketchX somehow managed to do the opposite.
I don't know. This guy sounds to be a genius, but he's nothing but sad. He ain't genius, bro. He a sad dude, bro. I mean, if he got a reason behind it, maybe he got people that are after him or anything, bro. Maybe. But dude does that because he having a good time in Japan and wants to stop playing video games. Bro, you're sick in your mind, bro.